This is Ian Blena, and welcome to another episode of Moon Mission. And as you know, the moon is not the limit, to the moon and beyond. That's our mission. And now I want to do something which I haven't done before. I'm going to use Aave, and I'm going to take profits without having to pay taxes legally on my MATIC, on my Polygon. You know, Polygon has done very, very well. It did over 100x. We were in when it was under 3 cents, went to $2.70, came back down. Now it's at $1 something. Actually, let's see what the price of MATIC is. By the way, actually, I was thinking it should be on Aave. Yeah, actually, yeah. So it's $1.50, 4 cents. So basically, how do I do this? So first of all, this is my first time also using Aave. What I've learned is Aave, which is a great project in itself, is a platform for lending and borrowing in crypto. It's one of the biggest platforms in all of DeFi. So they launched a market called Polygon. So when you log into Aave, what you have to do is you go here to markets and you switch to Aave market Polygon. So this is running on the Polygon chain. This is why this is basically has lower gas fees. But once you go to the Polygon chain, you then have to add Polygon to your MetaMask, right? So I have one of my wallets here in MetaMask, and you have to go here to MetaMask, go to custom RPC, and you have to add the chain. So if you just Google or just go to the MetaMask forum, but for me, it's typically just easier to just Google, but I have this here for you. So you come here, let me show you what you would do. You come here to MetaMask, you go to custom RPC network, you add, just copy and paste this, or just type it in. Copy and paste the RPC URL, type in the rest, because when you exit, it won't save, so it's easier to just type in the other stuff. Let me go back here. So we do custom RPC. We put in Polygon mainnet, copy and paste the link. Chain ID is 137, symbol, MATIC, all caps, block explorer, type this in, because when you copy and it's hard to, it won't save when you exit, and then save. Once you do that, you basically switch to the network, right? So this is for Ethereum mainnet. And if you want to do anything on the Polygon mainnet, you have to be on that network, on that blockchain. So once you're on that chain, you have to first have assets on that chain, kind of like how you need Ether on the Ethereum blockchain to send any funds, even ERC20 tokens. So what I did is I went to one of my platforms I covered before in the past, Zappa.fi, right? You come down here to bridge, you choose network. I chose MATIC and network, Polygon. This is basically the bridge, it's a built-in bridge, and MATIC. Right, so basically, I'm sending MATIC from the Ethereum blockchain to the Polygon blockchain. And I've already sent my MATIC, so I'm not going to send anymore. So once you send that, it takes a while. It might take, you have to first approve the transaction. Once you confirm the transaction I use my hardware wallet, then you send a second transaction to confirm and send the funds, right? So first you give it permission to send any money, then you actually send the money. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Once the transaction has confirmed, you then switch over to Polygon mainnet, and boom, there's my MATIC, right? So I have over 100 grand MATIC. Now I want to deposit. Let me actually go through this again so you guys can see this, right? MATIC, this is so it's already here, right? So I have almost 160 grand in MATIC. And here's a cool thing, right? This is the APY, right? So participating in this Aave market gives rewards in WMATIC. The APR is just a representation on how this rewards will be during a 1-year period. So anyway, so this is already there. So now I want to borrow against my MATIC. So I'm going to deposit all my MATIC. Okay, so I'm depositing. Okay, I have to wake up my hardware wallet. Give me a few seconds here. Okay, so here, let's actually no, I did. Yeah, so let's deposit this. So I'm going to confirm this. Okay, so this is my hardware wallet for those. It's just a Ledger Nano or whatever it is. So this is my Ledger wallet. So this is what I use for confirming. So I have this connected to my MetaMask. So that way, as somebody who's been hacked before, you definitely learn your lessons, right? So having a hardware wallet is more secure. So I use this even with my MetaMask. So definitely a tip I highly recommend. And I recommend having several wallets where you spread your funds around. That way there isn't really a weak link. Anyway, so as you see here, Polygon chain is very, very fast. Funds already deposited. Now we go to the dashboard here. And this is actually my first time doing this, so I'm just learning with you guys. But that's DeFi, right? We're basically diving down this rabbit hole. So I want to borrow. So this shows nothing borrowed yet. So I want to borrow using my Polygon. So let's see. I want to borrow because I'm going to cash out basically without selling my Polygon. So in terms of interest rates, what I would be paying, I can borrow more MATIC at 10%. It looks like I can borrow more DAI at 3.85%, which this is actually pretty crazy. So in exchange for locking up my DAI, I mean my Polygon, I can borrow DAI. I pay a 3.85% interest rate in dollars, basically, because DAI is a stablecoin paid to the dollar, but they pay me back 4.86% APR in MATIC. So basically, I'm getting paid to borrow. I mean, that's the beauty of being early in crypto and being early in DeFi. So I plan to go to most likely Coinbase to cash out. So I want to use a stablecoin that they have. Wow, look at this, Tether. You're getting paid almost 2x to cash out. So let me actually go to CoinGecko real quick. I'll show you why I'm going here, because I want to see which stablecoin has the most liquidity. Even though I'm not really moving too much money on Coinbase. So we'll go to, just type in Coinbase. So now we go to Coinbase Exchange. Okay, so interesting thing is MATIC is number 3 here based on, what is this? Based on 24-hour trading volume, which is good to know. Okay, so Tether is number 18. The other stablecoin options were DAI, 27, and USDC. USDC is actually Coinbase's own stablecoin, so I'm surprised that is not as liquid. So Tether it is. So I'm going to send, this has the most liquidity, and I'm basically getting net about 4% in MATIC to borrow against my MATIC and not have to sell, incurring a capital gains event. I mean, this is incredible. Okay, so looking at this, how much would you like to borrow? Please enter an amount you'd like to borrow. The maximum amount you can borrow is shown below. So let me see how much. Maybe I'm going to actually bump this up a little bit. Maybe I'm trying to cash a little bit out. Let's do 40. Oh, then that's kind of risky. Maybe 30. Yeah, so let's do 30,000. Variable APY. Okay. Health factor 3.39. Okay. Okay, I get this in my hardware wallet. Accepted. Pending. Okay, boom. And done. Okay, so if we go to the dashboard here, this shows my collateral, right? I have 157 grand in collateral. I borrowed 30,000. I'm borrowing power use 38%. Current LTV 19%. All right, that's awesome. My first time doing Aave, doing it live, and that's how we roll. And look at this, I've already earned 0.28 MATIC. I mean, talk about getting paid to borrow, right? Because looking at this interest rate, I'm basically, I'm paying 3.7% on this. Because just think about this. So let's do the math here. Let's do some napkin math. So 30 grand times 0.0374. I'm paying basically $1,100 in USD on this in interest. At the same time, for taking out the loan, I'm earning 7.64. I'm earning 2,300 in MATIC. USDC, which is, I mean, the dollar is dealing with inflation. MATIC could do a 10x from here, possibly in the next few years. So I'm literally getting paid even more to borrow if you consider the long-term upside. So, I mean, I'm a big fan of Aave now. So anyway, so now we're not done yet. So I have my 30 grand. I need to send this to Coinbase, but don't forget, this is on the Polygon chain. So we got to do a round trip again. Downside is on Zapper.fi, you can go from Ethereum to Polygon, but not from Polygon back for some reason. So now I had to get to the wallet.matic.network, use their bridge. Now I'm going to withdraw my Tether, and hopefully this works. Yes, 30,000 to Ethereum bridge. Withdrawing funds takes 45 minutes to an hour and proof of stake and 7 days in plasma. So want to make sure this is proof of stake. Is this proof of stake? Yeah, proof of stake. So we're going to cash out. Okay, continue. Continue. Confirm. Okay, and there we go. Transaction is processing. Looks like it's going to take an hour, but I mean, we don't really have to sit there and watch the game end. Now you know, right? So quick recap, what exactly have we done? I'm a believer in Polygon, MATIC. It's my largest holding. I wanted to cash out without having to sell and pay taxes. So we found a legal way to keep the long-term upside on MATIC, Polygon, if it keeps going up, by leveraging Aave. So early on, I used Zapper, but honestly, looking at this, it's probably easier to just use the bridge on MATIC's website. But now we know 2 different ways to do it. But going forward, I'm just going to use wallet.matic.network bridge.network/bridge. Go there. And basically, kind of like we did here, right? First thing, Metamask, we add Polychain as a mainnet. But we basically I sent MATIC from Ethereum's blockchain to the Polygon blockchain, then went to Aave, deposited my MATIC, right? $157,000 in this example. That's the balance. Then Aave lets you basically borrow half of that, but I only borrowed 30 grand of that. And I borrowed in Tether because Tether has the most liquidity on Coinbase Pro, because Coinbase Pro is better than Coinbase because Coinbase is for new people and they have higher fees. Coinbase Pro has lower fees. Plus, I chose Tether because I'm getting paid in MATIC to cash out, basically. I talk about win-win, right? So this interest rate is really nothing to even look at, because you can pay this back with the 2x you're earning in MATIC, and if MATIC does a 10x from here, that's a 20x on whatever you have, right? But anyway, that's how we've borrowed, right? So once we had this here, went back over here and sent the Tether back to the Ethereum blockchain, and now you just send it to any fiat gateway you have, whether Coinbase Pro, Kraken, Gemini, and we're cashing out without having to sell our MATIC. Now, what's the downside of this? Downside is I have to monitor my loan, right? So right now, this is a pretty healthy loan, has a health factor of 3.41, but right, so borrowing power used is 38%. I just have to monitor this, right? And make sure I don't get liquidated. I have lots of room to grow because I have the collateral here. So I'm not really concerned about getting liquidated. But I mean, this is a great way to never have to pay capital gains taxes, especially if you're in, so the markets you're in, right? So we can do this right now for MATIC, stablecoin, obviously, wrapped ETH, wrapped Bitcoin, and Aave. Now, if we go to non-Polygon blockchain, we can do this for Ethereum, right? In this case, you're actually getting paid. Now, even though this is variable, same thing, you can never have to sell your Ethereum, right? You can just cash out your ETH, send that to Coinbase. So we have Ethereum, we have Aave, BAT, Balancer, Curve, Engine, Kyber Network, Chainlink, Decentraland, Maker, Ren, Synthetics, Uniswap, Yearn Finance, XSushi, ZRX. So if you're in DeFi with the large caps, we now have a way never to have to cash out. But the downside is you can't borrow everything, right? Because you have to make sure that you have a healthy factor. But with that being said, this concludes a pretty in-depth, probably one of the most useful ways, especially now that we're kind of maybe going through the second leg of the bull market, or maybe a correction, who knows. But either way, if you want to cash out, this is how you do it, tax-free, non-financial advice, not tax advice. With that being said, the moon is not the limit to the moon and beyond.